This is the new Renault Twingo, and it's a teeny tiny, cutesy wootsy electric car from Renault that's going to cost less than 20 grand. But is it any good? So, first things first, a little history lesson. If you're looking at this car and thinking, that looks kind of familiar, it's probably because of this car, which is the original Twingo from the 90s. And these are absolutely everywhere in places like Paris. Just not in the UK, because rather rudely, Renault didn't make it in right-hand drive originally. But now they are making this in right-hand drive, so this is coming to the UK in fully electric form. And you can kind of see the influences, can't you? You've got these nice cutesy-wootsy headlights here. It's supposed to look like a bit of a smile, apparently, so say the designers. You've got these 3 grills here, which are not actually grills on this car, because there's not much to cool going on under here. But instead, this is where you refill your washer fluid. This bonnet does not open at all. Well, I mean, it does at your Renault dealer, but you don't have to open it. It's a good looking thing, isn't it? I mean, I really like all these oblong details that Renault have put on. These, by the way, are to protect it from dings in car parks and so on. The idea being that you hit that bit before you hit the nice painted bumper. I really like it. And then if we move around to the side, it's kind of similar, isn't it? You can see the Twingo theme of the original car continuing. Obviously this one is now 5 doors, which is great, a bit more practicality, but the shape has remained. It's the same basic shape as the original Twingo, which is what you want. Round at the back, kind of the same story, lots of original Twingo references. I mean, mainly these enormous lights, really, which are a throwback to the original car. This thing, which Renault is calling the TV screen, because it looks a bit like a sort of space age 60s TV, this is carried over from the Twingo concept. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, it's quite a squared off rear end, which is good for interior space. And in fact, if we open the boot, we find not a bad sized boot. So this is something like 250 litres with these rear seats in the position that they are in now. However, you can pull this handy lever and slide them both forwards, and then you get 360 litres of space, which is massive for a car of this size and price. Also, very handy underfloor storage for your charging cable, which helpfully you can open with 2 different bits of floor. So if you've got stuff in the boot, you can shove it over to one side, lift half the floor up, get your charging cable out, close the boot, job done. Inside, it is as spacious as you might imagine. I mean, it's very light and airy, generally speaking. These windows are nice and big, but you do get quite a high dashboard. Don't quite know why, but this feels like quite a small window to be looking out of. Anyway, I think it's fine. Gives you a kind of driver-centric feel to it. This is all really nice. I mean, Renault hasn't cheapened things too much. This is quite a cheap car, but everything looks really sensibly car-like in here, as in modern car-like, not really basic. So you get a dashboard that's kind of similar to lots of other Renaults, but they have added some nice bits like this sort of pill-shaped flash of colour, which is the same as the outside of the car, across the dash. All the things like these air vents, really nice and tactile. This screen, if we move on to infotainment, well, you get the usual Renault Google system, which is really good. However, you only get it on the top spec model. Base spec ones do get a screen of some variety, which has CarPlay and Android Auto and that sort of stuff. But to be honest, this is worth upgrading for because it is really, really good. In front of the driver, there's another slightly smaller display, which is shared with lots of other Renault bits and pieces, but they have tarted up all the graphics to make it feel a bit more fun. So there's lots of Twingos and oblong shapes, which are all over this car, and just fun animations built into that to cheer you up a bit. There's also, in this center console, lots of accessories you can buy and slot in. So this one has got some slightly interesting rubbery texture to stop things sliding around, but you can put all sorts of things in here, including like a storage bin, some other things I've forgotten, cup holders, bottle holders, that sort of stuff. Now this is a cheap car, so you are not getting the best plastics all over the doors and the dash. But I do like these flashes of colour, which are actually the door, apparently. This is the same metal that is on the outside of the door. But it all feels pretty reassuringly built. And this steering wheel, it's not the same one you get from a Renault 5, it's borrowed from like an older Renault, I think. But, you know, it's nice and tactile, all the buttons are good, leather-ish trim, it's all pretty nice. Most importantly of all though, Renault has not cut down on costs and got rid of physical climate control buttons, thank God. And of course, you still have the tap it twice, all the driver aids that are really annoying turn off with this button over here. In the back, well, it's okay. I mean, this seat is in my driving position. I'm 5'11" with quite long legs, and there is room for me in here behind myself, but only just. And these seats are pretty much all the way back at the moment. So you kind of have to choose between passenger space and boot space. But then that's fine, it's a city car. Everything else in here, kind of okay. I mean, my feet do go under the seat, so that's something. Headroom, it's okay. If you were much taller than me, you would be brushing on this very fancy headlining up here with lots of shapes and alphabet things all over it. But generally speaking, I think you could do a decent distance in the back of this car without feeling uncomfortable. It's not bad at all. When it comes to batteries, the Twingo gets a 27.5 kilowatt hour one, which is not particularly big for an electric car these days. Renault says it's done this to keep the Twingo's price low and its weight down to a minimum, which seems to have worked because they're quoting about 1,200 kilos for this car, which, as EVs go, is teeny. It's just as well because they've only put an 80 brake horsepower motor in the front of this. That means a 0 to 60 time of about 12 seconds, so this is not going to be a particularly quick car. That being said, 0 to 30 takes about 3.8 seconds, which is absolutely fine, and a range of about 163 miles is sort of okay for a city car like this. So, important question, how much is it and when can you buy it? Well, Renault hasn't released the full prices and specification for this car yet, but they're saying the basic one is going to be under 20 grand, which is quite impressive. Might not look like this one, but still. Bad news is it won't be here until 2027, early 2027 admittedly. So you are going to have a bit of a wait for one of these. But what do you think of the new Twingo? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this and subscribe to Car Test Lab for more content like this.